Hello everyone, this is Alec coming to you with yet another Warcraft 3 audio commentary. And I know I have been away for quite a while now. I believe it's about two and a half weeks or so. I did go on vacation, and you know what? You may not be happy to hear this, but I am going on vacation yet again for another 10 to 12 days, I think it is. So I thought I'd give you guys at least one replay in between, one cast, epic voice crack, one cast just to sort of keep your hearts content, you know, better late than never. And as soon as I get back from that vacation, I should start casting fairly regular, a few times a week. Hopefully I can try and keep that up as best as possible. But anyways, for now, I guess let's just get right into the game. In the 11 o'clock position, we have Team All for One's Cechi. Going to be spawning as the gray undead, the light gray undead, silver undead. I don't know. I don't know what color that is. And this is Troller Rock, and he will be in close spawns with Inquisitive Hawk. Anyways, Hawk going to be going for a standard human build. Will be going for Archmage as his first hero. Both players sending out that scout to check to see if it is cross spawns, and they will both find that it is cross spawns. I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't even see Hawk finish his scout, because he has seen this acolyte here very, very early, so he knows that it is cross spawns indeed. Cechi going to be going for standard Dreadlord first. We'll be going for a ghoul build. It looks like that graveyard is a little bit late. He might start off with ghouls and then later on bring in some fiends. That's what I would imagine he's going to do. Or maybe gargoyles or something like that. I would imagine he's probably just going to stick to ghouls and maybe later on fiends, though. Probably go into destroyer or something like that. Hawk should be interested to see what his tech path is, considering it is close spawns, is putting up that really, really early tower. Pulling those militia, will be doing some militia creeping, probably of this camp or of this camp right here. Let's see what he's going to decide to do. Looks like he will be going for a little bit more aggressive creeping. Will be creeping up right down here for some reason, forgetting a footman. I'm not really sure why he's doing that. Dreadlord coming in now for Cechi. Will be going for that creep check. Does have skeleton rod of necromancy. Sorry, has been a while since I've done a cast, but anyways, and it looks like we're gonna try and see a creep jack. Did he get it? Yes, Cechi did in fact get that creep jack. Very nicely done there by him. Does pick up a couple of skeletons. Probably gonna try and pick up a couple militia kills. Gonna be able to get off one. No, not going to be able to get that off. Looks like he's just going to sort of run around now, maybe try and get off another kill here and there, just trying best as he can, try and get up to level 2. Fiends are going to start to get pumped out now. That's exactly what's going to happen. Skeleton's just going to try and get some damage off, but really will not be able to do any sort of real damage. Arcane Tower is now up, so that's going to really sort of protect him against any sort of skeleton harassment that may come his way. Cechi now going to be finishing off this creep camp actually for Hawk. We'll be seeing that the Archmage is right there, in fact. Archmage still only level 1.4, about the same as Cechi. Very nicely done there by Cechi. I really like the way he's actually playing this. Playing it very, very well, but Hawk going to be getting some long distance experience from the footmen here, who are going to finish off this green camp. This should bring the Archmage to level 2 just now. Ooh, very nice death call on that water elemental, getting that kill. So Cechi really doing some very nice harassment here with the Death Knight, while Hawk still doing a nice job of creeping himself right up to level 2. It's so important as an Archmage to try and creep up to level 2, because you need that Brilliance Aura as early as possible. Cechi not losing that skeleton minion just there. Was going to sacrifice it to creeps, but Hawk did decide just to hold off, so he didn't actually need to lose it. Anyways, looks like Hawk going to be creeping out the green camp of Cechi actually. Now Cechi going to be coming in with 2 fiends, but there's a lot of footmen on the field now for Hawk. Going for the surround, but not quite. Can't quite pull off the surround, but was very, very close there. Now just going to be focusing down these skeletons. Now maybe going to decide to go for some fiends. Water Elemental goes down, going to feed a lot of nice experience to that Death Knight. Now that the Undead army has retreated to the Blight, no, might not be a best place for Hawk to try and fight this battle. Death Knight's so close to level 2 right now. Really wants to try and get this giant sea turtle kill, and probably wants to get the item as well, if possible. Not the best items on an Archmage, does probably have some pretty good attack speed, but Realistically, it's not the best items. He was probably hoping for a Mantle of Intelligence, maybe something of the sorts. Death Knight finally hits level 2 with that one footman kill. Very nicely done there by him. As you may see, another Creepjack. Ooh, he does get the Creepjack. Very nicely done there by Cechi. So now Cechi really taking a pretty strong lead now. Now you never want to have the Death Knight a higher level than that Archmage, because that's just very, very dangerous. Ooh, very nicely done there by Cechi. Gonna be, looks like, I don't know actually if he got the cancel there. I don't think so. He doesn't look like he gained any new experience. Let's see what Ketchy's going to be doing in his main base now. Going to be finishing up tier 2 right away. Hawk a little bit behind, but won't hurt him that much. Pulling a lot of militia now. It should be interesting to see what camp he decides to creep. Looks like he's going to be going for this orange camp. Very aggressive creeping actually. Might decide to set up an expansion. Riflemen now on the field. Where's that blacksmith? Oh, there we go. He had a hidden blacksmith back here. Actually going for level 1 upgrades for those riflemen. So maybe he, I don't know if he's going to really decide to commit to this tech path of riflemen, but he is going for those upgrades. So that may actually be what he's going to decide to do. Hawk may actually lose a couple, maybe forced to lose a couple militia here. Should be interesting to see what he decides to do with this. We'll get the kill though. Cechi was not there in time to try and get the Creepjack. Now he's just going to decide to creep out this orange camp. Actually, going to do some nice creeping of his own. Let's see what kind of an item he gets. Does have boots of speed. I'm pretty sure he bought that though, so he probably did not get the greatest items from here. He does get this Watcher Ward, which is very, very nice for him. Anyways, looks like Hawk did not get the best consumable item. He did get Wand of Mana Sealing. Not consumable. What is that called? Not passive. Not consumable. I forget. Does it say? No. Is that consumable? I don't think so. Whatever, it doesn't really matter. Cechi actually doing some very efficient creeping, actually. I'm not going to lie. He's creeping these camps very, very efficiently. I'm going to be trying to get this Gargantuan Sea Turtle now, as Hawk is going to just be creeping out this orange camp with his Archmage and these Riflemen. Riflemen make it very, very easy to try and creep out these camps. Pretty high DPS units. Not really, I wouldn't really compare it to a Fiend, but they are right up there in DPS. Tier 1 DPS units, high DPS units. Mountain King now out though for Hawk. That's going to add a lot of DPS with that Stormbolt. Such a key unit to that human army. And let's see what happens now. What kind of tech path Hawk is going to be going for. We'll decide to go for an Arcane Sanctum actually. Going to be getting some priests out. Riflemen as well. More Riflemen just going to be pumped out. Let's see what Cechi's going to decide to do. Do we have that Slaughterhouse? Yes, we do have the Slaughterhouse on the way. Tier 3 almost done actually. So Cechi really going for a very fast tier 3. Going to be going for destroyers, I imagine. Such a strong tech path for that undead army. Looks like we are just going to see some of these footmen get focused down by the Gargantuan Sea Turtle. Yeah, that's exactly what we're going to be seeing. Let's see what happens now. Hawk, where's that Archmage? Archmage doesn't look like he wants to get any of that experience actually. Probably wants to get that Mountain King up to level 3 as fast as possible, I would imagine. Another Wand of Mana Stealing picked up by that Mountain King. Yes, there we go. And Cechi's going to decide to creep out this orange camp actually. Let's see what kind of an item he gets from this Gargantuan Sea Turtle. I'm kind of interested to see if he's just going to get like a Wand of Mana Stealing like the others, or if he can get something a little bit better. I've seen items, really, really good items dropped from this Gargantuan Sea Turtle. Really like game-changing items. Let's see what it ends up dropping though. This could be a game changer. Lich should hit level 2 with this. What did he get? What item? Pendant of Energy. That's what I'm talking about. Perfect item on that Death Knight. He's probably going to pass it off to that Death Knight any second now. You'd think that he would if it was like a Mantle of Intelligence. I could understand the Lich keeping it just because it gives him higher DPS, but I mean, a Pendant of Energy, you want to kind of give it off to that Death Knight just because that way he has the most coils possible, and whereas the Lich might have an extra Frost Nova. And look at this, Cechi going to be at tier 3, going to be picking up a Dark Ranger. And look at all these militia coming in, going to try and intercept some of these fiends, and that's exactly what they're going to do. Perfect read here from Hawk. Wow, that was a perfect read from Hawk. Very nice burrow play though. Cechi going to be forced to actually TP out of here right now. Did get a few militia kills, so that was not the best engagement for Hawk, but honestly, if Cechi didn't TP there, that would have been the perfect game-changing read, to be honest. Anyways, let's see what the Death Knight decides to do now. Do we have Destroyer form? There we go. There's Destroyer form is on the way. Let's see what's happening in the base of Hawk. We do just see continuing to pump out those priests and those riflemen. Let's check the food count. Oh, I don't need to check it there. 45 compared to 45. Wow. So very, very even actually in this food count. But Hawk going to be creeping out this red camp. Let's see what kind of items he got. Did he get that Helm of Valor? Yeah, he did. Helm of Valor, Strength and Agility, +4. Very, very good item on that Mountain King. Also a good item on that Archmage, actually. He could pass it off. He might actually decide to sell that. I believe it sells for 200 or even 250 gold, so very, very nice item. He's probably hoping for something like Endurance Aura or something like that. But that's still good, I guess. Anyways, let's see what kind of an item drop we get here. Pretty decent item for that Undead army. Does gives that increased armor, not bad for all of those fiends, but he's probably hoping for something more like a True Shot Aura or something, but it's still good, obviously. Alright, let's check the hero levels now. Level 3 Mountain King, level 4 Archmage, that's extremely, extremely dangerous, and level 4 to basically 4-3-2, because after this camp they will be 4-3-2. Wow, this is an extremely dangerous human army, actually. Rifle caster, that used to be back in Reign of Chaos days. This was the only composition anyone would ever go for, and even in TFT it's used today. This human combo is just so powerful, so strong. Is there a TP on this Undead army? I imagine there is. Yeah, there we go. He does have the TP, and he is going to be TPing back. Very nicely done there by Hawk, going to be forcing the TP. I imagine we're going to see TP right on top, or I guess over there would be better. As look at this, he did actually take a Tome of Retraining, does have Blizzard. Wow, I did not see that happening. Wow, that's actually might actually backfire a little bit on him. But we do actually have Silence being casted by this level 2 Dark Ranger, level 3 Lich, level 4 Death Knight. As we're going to see tons and tons of Fiends being killed here. Not the best burrow play here from Cechi. We're going to see lots of Priests being followed, though. Huge trades going on. Huge unit trades. This is going to feed tons and tons of experience to both of these armies. Wow, more Blizzard just going to go off on those Fiends, but the statue doing a very nice job of healing. Probably going to be seeing a Destroyer come out of one of these statues. I would imagine that could prove to be very, very useful. But even so, with all these riflemen, they could probably pick off those destroyers very, very easily. Very nice death coil to save that one Dark Ranger, as he will be forced to retreat right now. As you do see more and more ghouls just going to fall, feeding tons and tons of experience. Mountain King has actually reached level 4, and he almost has enough mana for another Stormbolt. With that level 2 Brilliance Aura from that Archmage, though, should have one momentarily. There we go. We should see it used on that one Fiend. There we go. Going to be using it on that one Fiend. I'm going to get yet another kill. Does he have enough for another death? No, he should have enough for another Stormbolt very, very soon, though. Look at that Brilliance Aura. Look at how fast he just regens that mana with the Brilliance Aura of that Archmage. Such a powerful combo. Archmage and Mountain King, just so powerful. Scroll of Healing being used now by Hawk. Death Knight still taking virtually no damage. So really these death coils are just going to go on all day. Still only has one left, though, actually. So it should be interesting to see what happens, though. Very nice micro there from Hawk, but unfortunately will go to waste, as we're going to see a lot of very nice dispels on all of these skeletons. Will be going down. Archmage should hit level 5 pretty soon if he can pick off some of these statues. That's exactly what he's going to be doing. Needs to get off a bash. Ooh, an Archmage actually goes down. Level 4 Archmage. That was a huge Nova Coil, and there's the GG from Hawk. Very well played from both of these players. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one replay. I decided to get one out just before I end up leaving. Wish you everyone stay safe. Don't drink and drive. And yeah, I guess I'll see you guys when I return. Let's fast forward this so we can see the scores. There we go. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys later.